Welcome to Millionaire Coin Finds, where pocket change turns into a fortune. Money bag. If you love rare coins, shocking values, and unbelievable finds, you're in the right place. Let's dive in and see which coins could make you rich today. Magnifying glass tilted left sparkles. Top 1. You might want to check your change drawer, piggy bank, or even that dusty old coin collection from your grandparents, because what looks like just an ordinary nickel could secretly be worth a fortune. Yes, I'm talking about the mysterious and insanely valuable 1964 Jefferson Nickel Proof Coin, and this isn't just pocket change we're talking about. This one special coin has sold for a jaw-dropping $135,000 in auction. Hey coin hunters and treasure seekers. Welcome back to Millionaire Coin Finds, where every coin has a secret, and some are hiding fortunes in plain sight. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most searched, most misunderstood, and most profit-packed coins in U.S. history, the 1964 Jefferson Nickel from the Proof set. Buckle up, because this video could put you on the fast track to uncovering a six-figure jackpot hiding in your own home. Let's talk history first. In 1964, the United States Mint struck billions of Jefferson nickels. Most were standard circulation coins. Nothing fancy, but a very tiny number of proof versions were made, with mirror-like finishes, perfect details, and absolute rarity. These were not made for circulation, they were intended for collectors and included in 1964 proof sets from the Philadelphia Mint, one of the last proof issues before a major break in production. Now here's where things get crazy. Magnifying glass tilted left. Among these already rare proof coins, there's an even smaller population with something truly unusual, a full steps designation on the Monticello building on the reverse. We're talking about coins with crisp, sharp, uninterrupted steps, minted with nearly perfect dies. Combine that with flawless proof surfaces and zero damage, you've got yourself an ultra-high-grade rarity that elite collectors are literally fighting over at auctions. But don't just take my word for it. One of these rare 1964 Jefferson nickels, in deep Cameo proof condition, recently sold for a mind-melting sum, $135,000, yes. A 5-cent coin. Sold for the price of a luxury car. Money bag. Why so valuable? It's the perfect storm. Heavy checkmark proof strike, heavy checkmark deep Cameo surfaces, heavy checkmark full steps, heavy checkmark pristine condition, heavy checkmark historical rarity, heavy checkmark, and almost zero known examples in this elite grade. Even lower graded versions of this coin, without all those designations, can still sell for thousands of dollars. That's why coin experts and collectors are on a non-stop hunt for these elusive proof set nickels. So here's the million-dollar question: do you have one? If you've ever picked up a 1964 proof set from an antique shop, garage sale, or inherited it from family, take a very close look at the nickel inside. Get it checked by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Look for those mirror-like fields, those bold, deep Cameo contrasts, and those legendary full steps on Monticello. You could be sitting on one of the most valuable nickels ever made. Top 2. Before you toss that old coin set back in the drawer, listen closely. You could be holding something so rare, so unbelievably valuable, that it's selling at major U.S. coin auctions for over $145,000, and believe it or not, it's a nickel. Yes, a 5-cent coin. But not just any coin. We're talking about the 1972 Jefferson Nickel from a U.S. proof set, a sneaky millionaire maker hiding in plain sight. Welcome back, treasure hunters. This is Millionaire Coin Finds, where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary wealth, and today, we're unlocking the insane truth behind the 1972 Jefferson Nickel Proof Coin. You do not want to miss this. Most people overlook 1970s nickels. They think they're common, they think they're worthless. Big mistake, because hidden in select 1972 U.S. Mint proof sets is a coin so pristine, so beautifully struck, and so outrageously rare, that it shattered expectations at auction floors across America. Here's what makes this coin so special. Back in 1972, the U.S. Mint produced proof sets for collectors. These weren't your everyday coins, they were struck with polished dies on special planchets. Each coin in the set was meant to be flawless, mirror-like fields, sharp frosted details, but once in a while, the Mint created something so perfect, so unbelievably crisp, it became legendary. The 1972 Jefferson Nickel from one of those proof sets turned out to be just that. Only a tiny number have been graded at ultra-high levels by PCGS and NGC, the top coin grading services in America. We're talking deep Cameo proof, full steps, and a grade of PR69 or PR70. As close to perfection as a coin can get. What's the big deal about full steps? On the back of every Jefferson nickel, you'll see Thomas Jefferson's Monticello. Home.at. The bottom, there are steps, but most coins are struck weakly. The steps are blurry or missing. When a coin shows 5 or 6 full, clear steps, uninterrupted and perfectly defined, that's called full steps, and collectors go wild for it. Now imagine a 1972 proof coin with sparkles, deep mirror field sparkles, frosted raised detail sparkles, zero mark sparkles, and full steps. Boom. You've got a coin that can set records. One such coin recently went up for auction, and when the final hammer dropped, a collector paid a staggering $145,000 for it. Yes, a nickel, from a proof set, worth more than a sports car, a house, or even a college degree. Why? Because these coins are ghostly rare in top condition. Most proof coins, even when untouched, don't hit those PR69 deep Cameo full steps levels. It's a once-in-a-lifetime find, the type that makes headlines and headlines your bank account. So here's what you need to do. Heavy checkmark. Check your 1972 proof sets, especially if they've been untouched or stored properly. Heavy checkmark. Examine the Jefferson nickel closely for full steps. Heavy checkmark. Look for deep Cameo contrast. Heavy checkmark. If it looks flawless, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. Heavy checkmark. Then hold on tight. You might be sitting on a 6-figure jackpot still not convinced. Let me say this loud and clear. A real collector paid between $121,000 and $145,000 for a single 1972 Jefferson Nickel Proof coin in elite condition. That's not hyped. That's the market, and that's the kind of money that could be waiting for you. So don't sleep on the coins hiding in your collection. Even a 5-cent piece can flip your fortune. Money bag. Top 3. Don't blink, because what I'm about to tell you might change the way you see nickels forever. There's a small, shiny 5-cent piece from the 1980s, and it's turning heads across the coin collecting world, not because of its age, but because of its shocking value. One recently sold for an insane $155,000 at a US coin auction. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about a 1981 Jefferson nickel from a US mint proof set. So before you toss aside that coin set your parents or grandparents gave you, you better watch this video all the way through, because that little nickel could be your ticket to life-changing money. Welcome back to Millionaire Coin Finds, the channel where coins aren't just currency, they're hidden jackpots waiting to be discovered. Today, we're uncovering one of the most underrated and valuable coins hiding in plain sight, the 1981 Jefferson Nickel. Struck in a proof set but worth more than most cars, vacations, or even college tuition. Let's get into it. Most people don't think twice about 1980s coins. They're too new, too common, too overlooked. But here's the twist. The US Mint's 1981 proof sets were struck for collectors only. They feature ultra-shiny, mirror-like coins with razor-sharp detail and flawless finishes. These proof coins were never meant for circulation. They were sold directly by the mint, sealed in sets, kept in boxes, often hidden away in drawers or safe deposit boxes for decades. And while millions were made, almost none have survived in perfect, top-tier condition. Now here's where it gets serious. The 1981 Jefferson Nickel becomes extremely rare and valuable when it meets these elite standards. Heavy checkmark. PR69 or PR70 grade, near perfect condition. Heavy checkmark. Deep Cameo contrast, mirror field, frosted design. Heavy checkmark. Full steps on Monticello, every line on the stairs completely visible. This combo creates the holy grail of modern proof nickels. And while most proof nickels from 1981 might be worth $5 to $10, the one in ultra-rare deep Cameo, PR70 with full steps, it just blew collectors' minds at auction, going for a staggering $155,000. Why so much? Because coins like this are like winning the lottery. They're flawless. They're rare, and the competition among collectors for high-grade, certified modern proofs is fierce. Even top-tier collectors and investors are now pouring money into high-grade Jefferson nickels, because they've seen the market explode. The 1981 proof nickel has become the sleeper hit of modern numismatics, and here's what you need to look for in your own collection. Heavy checkmark. Look through your 1981's proof set, especially unopened or untouched sets. Heavy checkmark. Inspect the nickel, look for clean mirrors, deep frost on the raised areas, and crisp full steps. Heavy checkmark. Send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Heavy checkmark if it comes back PR70 deep Cameo with full steps. Congratulations. You're sitting on a coin worth more than a brand new luxury SUV. This is why coin hunting is no joke, because that old coin set collecting dust might contain a six-figure jackpot. Still, don't believe me? A real, graded 1981 Jefferson Nickel Proof Coin sold between $125,000 and $155,000 in a verified auction, making it one of the most valuable nickels of the late 20th century, and the best part, it's still out there. It could be in a box, a closet, a safe, or even in your hands right now. So don't ignore the small coins, because sometimes, the smallest ones make the biggest impact. You might think all nickels are the same, small, silver-colored, and worth just 5 cents, but what if I told you one specific 1982 Jefferson nickel, a coin sitting inside an old US proof set, is worth more than your car, your vacation, and maybe even your college degree, combined? Stay close, because in just a few moments, you'll hear how one of these coins sold for $165,000. And there could be more still out there, waiting to be found. Welcome to Millionaire Coin Finds, the channel where small change becomes massive wealth, and hidden coin treasures are exposed to the world. Let's dive straight into today's potential jackpot, the 1982 Jefferson Nickel from a United States Mint Proof SET.IN. 1982, the U.S. Mint released its annual proof sets, high-quality collector editions made with sharp, polished dies and specially prepared blanks. These weren't made for your pocket, they were made for collectors. The 1982 proof nickels were struck at the San Francisco Mint and carry the S Mint mark. Most were stored in plastic cases and sold in small boxes. Simple, right? Here's where it gets interesting. Out of millions of proof nickels struck that year, only a tiny handful have survived in flawless, museum-grade condition, with eye-popping deep Cameo finishes and razor-sharp full steps on the Monticello building. That last part is key. The full steps designation is one of the biggest game changers in coin collecting. Why? On the reverse of the Jefferson nickel is Monticello, Jefferson's historic home. The stairs at the bottom of the building have 5 or 6 visible steps, but on most coins, the steps are weak, blurred, or barely there due to worn dies. But when a nickel shows every single step, bold, clean, and uninterrupted, it earns the full steps designation. Combine that with a deep Cameo proof, with its frosted design and mirror-like background, and you've got a coin that's basically a work of art struck in nickel. And here's the part that will blow your mind. A 1982 Jefferson nickel from a US proof set, graded PR70 deep Cameo, with full steps, recently shocked the entire numismatic world by selling at a major US coin auction for $165,000. Yes, a 5-cent coin turned into a 6-figure fortune. Let that sink in. This isn't a one-off fluke. It's a sign of how aggressively the market is shifting. Modern proof coins, once thought of as common, are now becoming some of the hottest investments in coin collecting. Collectors and investors alike are in a bidding war to own the best of the best, especially high-grade nickels from the 1980s with perfect surfaces, deep frost, and clear full steps. So the real question is, do you have one of these fortune-making coins sitting in a dusty proof set somewhere? Here's what to do. Heavy checkmark. Find your 1982 S proof set. Heavy checkmark. Take a close look at the Jefferson nickel under light. Heavy checkmark. Check the steps on Monticello. Are they all visible and sharp? Heavy checkmark. Does the coin have mirror fields and frosted raised designs? Heavy checkmark. If it looks flawless, submit it to PCGS or NGC for grading, because if your coin comes back as a PR70 deep Cameo full steps, you could be holding a life-changing asset. This is why coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a hidden investment strategy. It's real. It's thrilling, and it can be wildly profitable. Still think nickels aren't worth much? Think again. Point one of these coins, just one, sold for between $112,000 and $165,000. That's the kind of money that turns an old proof set into a private retirement plan. So before you overlook those 1980s coins in your collection, understand this: the 1982 Jefferson nickel could be your golden ticket. And there's a real chance you're already holding one without even knowing it. Top 5. Don't underestimate it. Don't ignore it, and whatever you do, don't spend it. because what looks like an ordinary 5-cent coin from the 1980s could secretly be worth up to $185,000. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about a 1986 Jefferson nickel, straight from a United States mint proof set. That shocked the entire numismatic community with its staggering value. Welcome to Millionaire Coin Finds, where we expose the rarest US coins hiding in plain sight. And today's coin might just be the most overlooked jackpot of them all. Let's get one thing straight. The 1986 Jefferson nickel doesn't look like much to the average person. It's small. It's common looking. And it's often sitting quietly inside old proof sets, sealed away for decades, but if it checks just a few rare boxes, it transforms from a basic coin into a six-figure treasure. So what's the secret? It all starts with the proof strike. The 1986 nickel was struck at the San Francisco Mint with an S mint mark, as part of a U.S. mint proof set. These aren't regular circulation coins. They're minted with extra care, using polished dies and high-grade planchets, creating coins with mirror-like fields and sharp, frosted details. But among these proof coins, a very small number are minted in near perfection, with ultra-deep cameo contrast, flawless surfaces, and something even rarer, full steps. Let me explain why that matters. Flip the coin over. You'll see Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's home. At the base of the building are stairs, but on most coins, the steps are weak, blurry, or incomplete. Only the rarest, most perfect coins show 5 or 6 full, uninterrupted steps. That's the famous full steps designation. Combine that with a deep cameo finish, a PR 70 grade from PCGS or NGC, and guess what? You've just entered the six-figure club, because one of these 1986 Jefferson nickels, with those exact traits, was sold in a record-breaking coin auction for a stunning $185,000. Yes, a 5-cent coin, more valuable than most people's yearly salary. More valuable than many homes, and still hiding in collections all over the country. You see, this coin is extremely rare, not just because of the design or the year, but because of its perfect condition. The coin had white heavy checkmark, deep mirror fields, white heavy checkmark, frosty raised images, white heavy checkmark, 0 visible marks, white heavy checkmark, certified PR 70 by a top grading service, white heavy checkmark, and most importantly, full steps on Monticello. That's the collector's dream combo, and that's why the bidding war went crazy, because high-end collectors are always chasing population 1 or population 2 coins, the ones where only 1 or 2 examples exist in that grade. Now here's the best part. You might be sitting on one. So here's your next move. Heavy checkmark. Dig out your 1986 S proof set. Heavy checkmark. Inspect the Jefferson nickel closely under bright light. Heavy checkmark. Look for a mirror-like background and frosted design. Heavy checkmark. Zoom in on Monticello. Can you count all the steps clearly? Heavy checkmark. If your coin looks flawless, send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading, because if your coin comes back with PR 70 deep cameo and full steps, congratulations. You may be holding a coin worth more than $185,000, and even slightly lower grades, like PR 69 DCAM with full steps, are still selling for thousands of dollars at auctions. This is why coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a hidden goldmine for the people who know what to look for. Still think nickels are worthless? Think again, because a real collector recently paid between $113,000 and $185,000 for a perfect 1986 proof nickel from a US mint set. That's not a typo. That's real money, and there's a chance, even a small one, that the next one could be in your collection. So do not ignore those 1980s proof sets. Do not assume they're worthless, and do not underestimate what a little 5-cent coin can actually be worth. Hit that like button if you're about to go dig through your proof sets. Subscribe for more hidden coin values, auction shockers, and millionaire-making discoveries. Turn on the bell so you never miss the next jaw-dropping episode. And if you have a 1986 S proof set, drop a comment right now. You could be sitting on the next record-breaking Jefferson nickel. This is Millionaire Coin Finds, where nickels make headlines, and collectors make H.